Tim
Mike Forgione.
Yes, sir.
Cheers.
Yep.
Sean Clark, BTMC. Back again at it. Mike, a little bit lighter on your feet. Been to California.
That's right. Sporting a tan, new shirt, everything California. I want to tell everybody out there, if you want to go to California, I mean, there's a lot of places to go in California. Everybody's like, oh, California. Go to San Diego. It's real laid back.
Where at?
You know, Mission Beach.
Mission Beach?
Mission Beach, yep. It's cool because you got the bay right there and you got the ocean. And I am the unofficial mayor of Mission Beach. Just get a hold of me. I'll hook you up with different places to go, whatever, show you around. And yeah, I love the place. And I do have some relatives out there, but that's what everybody asks. You know, why do you go? You know, what's in San Diego? I just like it. You know, okay, you just like something to go somewhere.
Weather, the
yeah,
beach.
You kidding me?
What's there not to like? Though,
exactly. Right? Now we went in June, which is different for us. Usually we go in, we've went in July and August the past 4 years, but they say they got the June gloom. You know, it's a little cooler. So
you'd recommend July and August then, or?
Yeah, I'd late June. If you go in the middle of June, late June, you're taking your chances with kind of the weather because it is a little cooler. I mean, it was low 70s, upper 60s sometime. But when the sun comes out, it feels nice. It warms up. It was a little cooler than what we were normally used to. But hey, you're in California. You're on vacation. What the heck? You know what I mean? You can put up with it. But yeah, the only problem with July and August is that everybody goes in July and August, and
not to see you though, to actually vacation.
Yes, exactly.
Okay.
But they. Oh, by the way, we're coming to you from my porch today. We got an outside venue.
A little bit different weather than California.
Exactly. Yeah, we got an outdoor venue here today, but yeah, it's. You're invaded by, no offense to the people from Arizona. I love Arizona. I got two brother-in-laws that live in Phoenix, but they have a cute little nickname for the Arizonians. They call them the Zonies.
The Zonies?
The Zonies, yeah.
Never heard of that one.
The Zonies, I guess they love them, though, because, they're what hold up the beach rentals and, and all the shops and stuff like that. So they didn't have a nickname for us Pennsylvanians. Maybe the Vanians.
It's too big of a word already.
I know, Pennsylvania.
It's just trying to cut it up. It's heartbreaking.
Exactly.
Homo Rocky Balboa. That's all they need to know.
That's right.
So. Well, then you went to San Diego.
Yep.
Then you also went to Georgia, didn't you?
Yes, yeah. Went down to my niece's wedding. Awesome. I was a little nervous because I knew Atlanta was a big city, big airport,
6-lane roads.
Yeah, painless.
Gave me a heart attack.
Yeah.
Really?
We just, it kind of coincidentally, my brother-in-law flew in at the same time. We met him at the gate, walked us through the airport, got the luggage. My sister picked us up, and we went about 20 miles southwest of Atlanta, beautiful area called Peachtree City. I've never seen anything like it. Maybe somebody else, has, but it's a city where you can literally drive everywhere in a golf cart. They have these golf cart paths. The kids can go to school on them. You can go to the supermarket on them. Anywhere and everywhere. It's the coolest thing in the world. And all these tracks and trails and everything like that. Like I said, you can you don't really have to own a car if you don't want to. And then I had the experience of our life. Got up to the 21st century. We took an Uber to the airport. First time. Yeah. Went out of my comfort zone.
So actually,
like I said, didn't have to rent a car or anything like that. Yeah, I took an Uber, man.
So last week I was in Seattle, and every single Uber, Prius. So being an oil man, it's like cliche. You do not want to ride in a Prius.
Right.
But the whole airport, you go out and it's all hybrid cars.
Is that right?
From the airport to wherever you want to go. So pretty much all of Seattle, like most of the time, I think every single vehicle except one that I rode in, Uber, the whole time I was there.
Is that right?
All hybrids.
Wow. So you see a lot of renewable energy, seeing the solar panels, windmills?
Some on top of the houses. Yeah. I saw a lot of Starbucks though. So
yeah.
Sorry, Tim's, but I have a new true love.
He's back to the good stuff. We're sponsored by Tim Hortons Coffee.
Are we?
Swell Coffee. If you're ever out in Mission Beach, Swell, little coffee shop, awesome. I know you like those little coffee shops out of the way. They get their own coffee beans. They grind and roast them and all that. It's just a nice little coffee shop. That's what's kind of cool about that Mission Boulevard. I mean, there is a Starbucks, Mission Boulevard, right there. But that's about it. There's a lot of these. Olive Bakery. Can't say enough about that place. There's a little restaurant and they have a bakery. And then the place that we rent right there, you can smell, the blueberry coffee cake, and it just calls you in. And then there's also a place called The Mission. It's probably single-handedly the best French toast I've ever had in my life. Was from the Mission restaurant. So if you get a chance, go there. The Mission, cool place. So yeah, Seattle. I mean, I know you've always wanted to go there, and so.
It's actually a surprise present for my mother. And it was,
awesome.
It was very interesting, especially I know people talk about dreary Pennsylvania, but I had to wear a jacket the whole time I was there. Wow. But it doesn't rain like you'd think. It's just a mist.
Right, just a mist.
So everybody's like, they just go about their day. It's like nothing.
Like nothing, yeah.
Yeah, so,
cool.
I'd wake up and it'd be misting. I'd go for my run. I'd explore, try to find some new coffee shops.
Yeah.
Different areas. And it's a lot hillier than I expected, too. But
yeah, wouldn't expect that. Could you see mountains in the background?
A little bit, but it was cloudy. But we did get to see the new greenhouse for Amazon.
Really?
So it's these big globes.
Wow.
And right down below that, they have the Amazon Go store. So you grab your phone, you set it on like the little scanner, and you go into the grocery store. You don't check out.
Really?
You just go in and you just throw everything in your bag.
Holy
and
cow.
You walk out 2 hours later.
You feel like you're stealing.
No, it was awkward. So, I took my mother in there and she had to scan in under my Prime name.
Yeah.
So she's going up to the security guard who's sitting at the front. She's like, so we just leave? He's like, yeah. And she asked 3 times and I'm like, let's just go. I mean, we didn't really need anything, but we grabbed a few things just to check it out. But it was very awkward, but super cool.
Yeah.
So did that. Did the Space Needle.
Space Needle.
So I actually got I posted a picture on Instagram and Facebook of looking down. It was super cool. I'm afraid of heights, so I could feel the heartbeat in my neck as I was going up to take a picture.
How tall is that?
To be honest, I didn't even literally for us because it was.
Is it as tall as the CN Tower in Toronto? Is it like that? Or
I think it was before the tower, but I don't know. I think it might be a little shorter. I'm not positive. But it's funny because my mom's into art. Right?
Yeah.
So they have a 2-for-1. So you get a discount if you do the Glass Museum, and then you do the Space Needle too.
Oh,
so for us, it was kind of like the Space Needle was check the box. We were waiting to go to the Glass Museum.
Of course.
Glass Museum, which they used to have stuff in Phipps Conservatory in Pittsburgh. So I went to a wedding there, and they had all these crazy glass. But this museum's literally just dedicated to this guy. It's ridiculous.
Wow.
So did that, and then went to Baltimore for a triathlon, and
awesome.
Here I am to talk with you.
Back to work next week.
Yeah, fly out Monday. And Mr. Monday through Friday. Day 1 out of 2 off. So
5 and 2 guy.
Yeah. Fueled up and ready to go on your Tim Hortons caffeine.
Exactly. I got about 9 or 10 days off, vacation days, or PTO days, whatever you call them. So the rest of the year. So I got to plan accordingly.
Your San Diego trips and.
Yeah, San Diego's done, and then. Who knows what the next, thing's going to be. So we'll see. We got to get through the winter up here, and so I try to soak in all this sun.
Get the vitamin D now while you
can. Exactly. If anybody doesn't know, we get we set a record over 200 inches up here.
Yeah, well, a couple years ago, Erie beat Buffalo for most snow, 100,000 people or more in the United States. So.
Yep, and I lived through a lot of the blizzards up there, being a native Western New Yorker.
Can't get away from it. Maybe that's why you like San Diego so much. That's
like I said, I'd like to have a permanent home out there someday or another, But anyway, so we're just going to be, like I said, we're sitting on my porch. There's a bike thing going on, so we're going to be kind of looking over our shoulder to the right every once in a while, which is kind of cool. They do this thing, what do they call it? Is it quad?
Yeah, it's quad, so it's four different races. Today's the bike going down our road. Driving not permitted. Next 3 hours, we're watching racers go by.
Yep.
We'll maybe grab some some B-roll while we're talking
Mm-hmm.
of this, so I can cut out some transitions in between
Yep.
recording.
There you go.
But so we'll get some shots of the quad.
Yep.
And we'll talk a little bit maybe about some rocks.
Yeah. All right.
So, Mr. Honorary San Diego, what do we got here?
Yeah. Oh, we got a little bag of tricks here.
I'm gonna
box
play-
of tricks.
So, if anybody that I work with is watching this, some of this is educational, so do not rip on me for some of these questions I may be asking. Okay?
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
I do not want to hear it on Monday morning. All right. So
Yeah.
what do we got? What do we got in this box, Mike?
Well, this started about 10 years ago when I was working for.
This is how you got into teaching and all
yeah.
that stuff, right? So.
Yeah, I was actually, I think it's the first time it's ever happened. I was actually a senior engineer in the public relations department. We hired the first public relations manager there at the time with range in the Pennsylvania office here, and kind of had to, he was more or less from the downstream side. He worked for a local distribution company, and so I kind of had to, teach him the drilling side, completion side, what a frick is from a frack, and the whole 9 yards, and then told him the history of, the oil industry. It actually started in Pennsylvania. We know that, not Texas.
Drakewell, Titusville, Pennsylvania.
1859.
Holla at your boy.
Yeah, 150 some years ago. So,
Okay.
but it started not too far away from where we're sitting right here, about 30 miles or so. But they needed somebody, like I said, I'd seen it done, and I've been a drilling completion production engineer. Right now I'm up to this is my 13th different career hat, with 8 different companies. But anyway, so I was a senior engineer in the public relations department, and, the VP of our company said, Mike, we'd like to have you in this department. We're getting, public relations is becoming a big thing. Well, with the shale play now and everything, getting a lot of serious questions, this and that. So we need somebody with a little bit more, background going out there with the PR folks. So I raised my hand, got in, and I just, kind of found my calling. It was something I kind of did on the side. It was a friend, what they call a friend of the Drakewell. That's a volunteer with the Drakewell Museum, and we helped build. After I got into the public relations department, met some people at the museum over there, and friends of the Drakewell, and there was one. Individual, I'll throw a name out, Dan Weaver. Dan Weaver, Jerry Knickerbocker, and the people at that museum. I'll tell you how it all started. I was out sitting fracks with range up in the old Medina play up here near Titusville, and in between jobs we usually stop and got breakfast or lunch or whatever. So one of the guys, my engineer / salesman, Dave Cook, I asked him one time, I said, Dave, this is kind of sacrilegious. I mean, I'd been in the business at that time 20 some years, so it was like in the middle 2000s, I said, I'd never been to the Drakewell. Are you kidding me? Never been to the Drakewell and been in the business
the start of your industry.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
Come on, get with it.
Heard about it, never been there. So he goes, yeah, I'll take you there. So we went there, and it was in May sometime, and at the end of the school year, all the local schools, elementary schools, go there for their field trip. Edinburgh Elementary would go there every year. You probably went there, and so we pull in, and that's I said, Dave, what's going on? And that's exactly what he said. All the elementary schools come here for their end of the year field trip. So we started walking around, and then they do a cute little nitro show. It's kind of a quirky thing. They do kind of a play, kind of an interactive thing. Like what they used to frack wells or shoot wells with nitroglycerin, back in that day. That's how they fracked a well, And so they do a whole skit and a play, and there's a little bit of fireworks and stuff like that. And then after that, like I said, we were following the kids around with the museum employees, and I told Dave, I said, wow, this is incredible. I said, at the time, we didn't even do it that well. We didn't even teach our school age kids about this business, as well as these museum employees did. And so I said, I got to find out more about this. And then I became a friend of the Drakewell, talked to Dan Weaver and some of the people there at the museum. I said, well, we get industry people in here, as volunteers, and you could help us with tours. And got on the board of directors there, and all of a sudden, Dan said, listen, we're going to be the museum is going to go into construction. You're going to redo the museum. It was a 70s style museum. Not a lot of interactive things. The kids in the 21st century need a Disney World kind of a, feel to things. They're going to get bored stiff.
The iPad kids of today.
Yes, yeah. So they just don't want to. They don't want to look at a bunch of things stuck on a wall. They want to feel it.
Yeah, touch it, play with it.
Yep, bright and shiny things.
Well, that was the creation of Meet You, right?
Yes, and then that's what Dan told us. He said, "Listen, we're going to shut down the museum, so we want to take a lot of the artifacts and all that stuff. We're thinking about putting it in a trailer and going around to the schools and all that." And he goes, "But
bringing it to them."
Yeah, he goes, "I have a bigger idea. I want to build something like the Woodmobile." And the Woodmobile in Pennsylvania, it's an interactive. You walk in this thing, and it centers around the lumber. The lumber industry was huge in Pennsylvania, just like coal. Back in the day. So you walk in the Woodmobile and you see all the different things about the lumber industry and all that. And he goes, "I want to build a similar thing, but tailor it to the oil and gas industry." And the whole thing behind it is, and what they talk about at the Drake Well is there's a drop of oil in your life every day. There's actually 3 gallons of oil associated with every man, woman, and child every single day of your life exactly. Plastic, the paint on the wall, the carpet. I mean, you look, if you're not wearing 100% cotton, it's in your clothes. That's what we tell the kids. I said, "Do you think you wear oil?" "No, we don't wear oil." "Yeah, you wear oil if you're not wearing 100% cotton." Exactly. Shampoo. Google search products for me from petroleum. You'll find thousands. We just, right now we can't live without it. And so I got involved there, and then, like I said, back with Range, I said, "Listen, I'll go to all the community events," and we did. Oh my gosh, all our county fairs. I mean, and then in the state of Pennsylvania, they have this thing called an awesome thing called the Farm Show. It's like the second week of January.
In Harrisburg, right?
In Harrisburg,
State capital.
State capital of Pennsylvania, and maybe Texas has something similar. I don't know, but it's in the dead of winter, second week of January. There's about probably 3 football fields under roof. And it's like a county fair on steroids. I mean, they have everything you can see in a county fair, and more. They have tractor square dancing. Are you kidding me? Yeah, that's cool.
Tractor square dancing.
Yeah, you sit on the tractor and you do all the do-si-dos and everything.
Let's pump the brakes here. We might have to do a whole talk just on
we got to go there.
We're gonna have to analyze it, or
we got to go to the farm show. Yeah, we'll go to the farm show. So we set up a booth. Range set up a booth all week long, and I sat there and I ate it up. I loved it, man. I love talking to people and talking to people about the business. So and it's free. The farm show is free for anybody. You just walk in. Yep. Yeah, it opens at 8 and it closes I think at 9. But they have all the kids and have their 4-H animals that they've raised. And you see this big 1,000-pound cow there or whatever, and this little 10-year-old girl prodding it and wiping it down and moving it around. It's the coolest thing in the world, and the food is awesome, man. And they have a butter sculpture. They have a whole sculpture made out of butter. It's in a refrigerated glass case.
Really?
But every year there's like a different thing.
What was the last sculpture?
The last one that I can't remember what it was this year, but the last time I went was about 2 years ago. It was about milk. So there was a cow there and like a milkshake, and but it looks like a regular sculpture, out of rock. It's pretty cool, but it's all out of butter. Yeah, it's pretty cool.
For all the keto people, all you guys that eat a ton of butter, maybe it's something you'd be into.
La mantequilla.
But so you, all right, so you work with the EU trailer, but one of the big questions I had to ask, and I'm sure this is probably what you get a lot, is when you're going through these schools or to Harrisburg or whatever, you guys develop this thing you help work with.
Right.
Biggest question, the biggest heavy hitter anybody ever asks. What is fracking? And people act like, and before we even delve into this, but this isn't something new, right?
Right.
All of a sudden, 5 years ago, it's like, bam! All of a sudden, hey, what's going on? So I don't know if you could maybe give like a play-by-play or show us the kind of rocks that they're actually doing this with, and what actually goes on, because I think that's a big question people don't really.
Well, just like I was telling you a little bit before, I don't care whether you, and this is what I talk about in the schools and whatever like that when I teach people about it. I don't care whether you're drilling a well in Pennsylvania, Ohio, New York, anywhere in the United States, anywhere in the world. It's very rare when you drill into any one of these rocks right here, you know, that you naturally get a blowout of gas or a gusher of oil or anything commercial, you know, out of these rocks when you drill into them. You physically have to do something to these rocks to get the oil and gas out. Now, back in Drake's time, just after Drake's time, they used nitroglycerin. They found out, you know, an explosive, you know, it cracks the rock. You know, the process they use, it breaks the rock. And, of course, that wasn't going out that far. That was just, you know, it was breaking the near wellbore, you know, rock. So they got whatever they could recover.
And that breaking just allows the oil and gas that's in there to...
It creates artificial fractures in the rock. There is natural fractures in the rock that creates... That's when you drill into a well, you know, and you get a blowout. You know, you've encountered natural fractures or faults or whatever, that kind of a thing like that, or a trap. You know, but yeah, you physically have to do something. It creates permeability, you know, interconnected pore spaces and all that, and flowability to the well. So that process, the whole process of hydraulic fracturing, and when I say hydraulic, I don't mean, you know, using hydraulic oil. It's water fracturing, okay?
Water.
And it
water.
Was just water, yep. 99.92% water and sand, okay? So that's what we use. But that was developed...
You hear about chemicals, though, too. Like,
yeah.
So what's, like, kind of those facades, or what are some of the concerns people in the community may have about, like, the chemicals?
Yeah. Well, the biggest thing that I tell people, like, back in my day, before shale, I mean, were leaks or spills, maybe on the surface. But in today's world, with containment, you know, down on a well pad, you know, when you frack well, everything is contained. Nothing's going to get down into the groundwater. And when you pump these additives, like friction reducer, and we tell everybody, and it's as simple as it's common things that you use in your house, like basically soap, surfactants, yep. Friction reducers like a mineral oil, you know, it slicks up the water and allows you to control friction in a well.
Hydrochloric acid, which is a pH.
Yep, it's like a muriatic acid.
The same thing in your pool.
Same thing you put in your pool. Yep, everything found in your house underneath your kitchen sink, so to speak, is what we use.
And that's that 0.02%, you said?
Yes. Yep. 0.02% that we use, and that was developed by. There was a Mr. Halliburton, Earl Halliburton, and he developed that whole procedure back in the 1940s.
I don't condone using that name on this,
Yeah. But there was a Mr. Halliburton.
Okay. And so the originator of this?
Yep. The original slick water frac, and I believe it was in the mid to late 40s out in a well in Kansas.
Kansas?
The state of Kansas. Yeah, I think that's what was first, the first fracked well.
So 99 point...
Yep, 99.92%.
92, okay.
Yep, combination, half and half, water and sand.
All right, water and sand.
Right.
Not pumping hydraulic fluid, so hydraulic fracturing. So we're actually pumping that water.
Yeah, down miles into the ground.
To break that solid rock that you were showing us.
Break that solid rock.
So I guess it's time to refill up our Tim Hortons coffee cups.
Yeah.
Maybe get some shots of this beautiful field here with some bikers for some B-roll and call her a day. So
awesome.
Marcellus Mike, as always, you're my hero.
Thanks.
And it's been a pleasure.
Catch you another time. See you.